Member for West Vancouver Capilano.
Mr. Speaker, and I agree with most of what the member has just said. Our children are the most important resource we have, and we need to do everything we can to give them all equal and fair access to supports. But last week, frustrated parents of children with autism gathered again on the front lawn of the BC Legislature. All members of their House were invited to join them. All members of this House have been contacted by concerned parents. So I'm very glad to hear that the member's daughter was able to get the supports that she needed to be successful, and I absolutely agree. All children with dyslexia should have access to the supports that they need, just like families with children with autism should have access to those supports. This should not be a them or us. This should be an ability to build on a current system which is working and make it fair and give access to all. These families who were here are already marginalized and vulnerable. They've been struggling in a system without adequate and equitable support. Families have been looking forward to the announcement of enhanced services as they knew changes were being considered by government. But never in those consultations did they imagine a new and completely different model, which had never, ever been discussed with them in those conversations. What these parents want from government is to build upon an existing system which is working, not for everyone yet, but it's working and it just needs to be enhanced, rather than taking the model away for this large majority of families. We must understand the profound impact that sweeping changes will bring to the autism community and the broader disability community. Honourable Speaker, many children's worlds will be turned upside down. Not only are parents scared and disheartened, but service providers are also worried. Stella, a behavioural consultant, said, and I quote, "Under the hub system, parents will no longer get to choose their own therapists, and there's no guarantee that each child will receive an adequate amount of funding for therapy. This is not how I envision my career path going, and I'm horrified to see these changes have been made without consulting families or service providers," unquote. We need the government to listen and to develop a fair and transparent plan that meets the needs of all families with neurodiverse children, and keep the existing individualized autism funding in place. It provides families greater autonomy in selecting the types of services that are right and fit their own children. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.